couple this with the fact that objectively, the last couple Call of Duty games have absolutely sucked. I haven't even been buying them. I haven't even been playing them. Like, there's times recently where they've been doing like free betas and stuff, and I can't possibly give even the smallest bit of a poop because it's Call of freaking Duty. These things suck.
What's up, gamers? I hope you guys are all having a great day today, just full of positivity and happiness, dude. Because today we're going to be taking a look at an absolutely fantastic YouTube video that I really don't think needs much of an introduction here. Now, this is a video coming from one of my personal favorite gamers on YouTube, and that, of course, is none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, DreamcastGuy.
What's up, gamers? Some big old booba here.
But yeah, like I said before, guys, I really don't think we need much of an introduction here. You already know when you're going to watch a DreamcastGuy video, you are in for some top-tier, quality-ass content that really just overall makes life worth living, and this is definitely an example of that. Now, the title of the video we're going to be checking out here today is Activision in Panic Mode. Call of Duty flopped and next game delayed. And just judging from that title, bro, you already know this is going to be some absolutely big-brained, buckle up them brain cells type video that, you know, we have all come to know and love from DreamcastGuy. So I think without further ado, guys, go ahead and sit back, relax, grab a drink, grab some popcorn, and let's go ahead and play this shit.
Alright, boys, this is some breaking news, but...
Dude, I don't know what's going on. Something just feels off, bro. It doesn't feel like we're watching a DreamcastGuy video. It just feels like something's missing, dude, and I really just can't put my finger... Oh, wait, I know what's wrong.
Alright, boys, this is some breaking news, but apparently Activision is in full-blown panic mode. They're actually terrified. Activision is in full-blown panic mode.
You serious?
That's what it was, dude. Like, I've said in previous videos, man, that's like one of the most iconic YouTube intros on the entire website. But as far as Activision being in full-blown panic mode, I wouldn't really say that that would probably be the first emotion they're feeling right now, considering the fact that they're going to get $70 billion for their company, and most of the senior leadership is going to walk away from this deal as a multi-millionaire. The only thing I'd really be worried about is how I'm going to spend my money once this deal goes through.
That Call of Duty is starting to fail. As a franchise, people aren't as hyped. The sales have been dropping off very, very steadily.
Yeah, you know, that's why Modern Warfare 2019 was literally the best-selling entry in the entire franchise. And Activision is making more money than ever before year over year from Call of Duty. But you know what? The franchise is dead, guys. You know what? RIP Call of Duty. It had a great run.
And at this point, I'm not sure anybody really cares, except for the most casual of casual gamers, about the future of COD.
Okay, so only 99% of the video game industry cares about Call of Duty, because most people who play video games are casual. Bruh, Call of Duty is literally the best-selling and second best-selling game every single year. But apparently, no one gives a shit about it.
But let's break down the facts.
Just a heads up for you guys in case you probably couldn't already tell, nothing he talks about in this video is going to be a fact. It's all instead rumor, speculation, and personal opinions.
What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. Now, first and foremost, here is the short and sweet. Activision has decided not to release next year's Call of Duty, which we don't even know the name of it, but they're pushing it to 2024.
The way he says this makes it sound like they're canceling one game and just releasing the one in 2024.
Now, we're still getting a game this year, which is going to be the next Modern Warfare, but this still sells that something is strange. Something is off. Now,
yeah, a little bit of a spoiler. If he actually read the article that he's about to pull up, he would understand why this is actually occurring. But if DreamcastGuy doesn't miss the point entirely and completely ignore a very crucial piece of information, could we really call it a DreamcastGuy video?
Now, I want to take a look at the actual source here. This is a new article over here on Bloomberg by famous leaker himself, Jason Schreier. Jason Schreier, if you happen to be seeing this video, unblock me on Twitter, you absolute coward.
That's pretty fucking ironic.
Keep that same energy.
Now, here's the thing. This is the first time in almost 20 years that we're not getting a Call of Duty. Now, this is a very annualized series. They've been releasing one every single year since 2005.
It is pretty sad that that's coming to an end, because for about as long as I've been like seriously playing video games, like I've always looked forward to the annual Call of Duty release. Whether the game turns out to be good or bad, it was always something I could look forward to at the end of the year.
It's been a very, very epic saga of greatest hits, so to speak. But let's start things off by taking a look at this. Activision Blizzard has decided to delay the next Call of Duty game that was going to be released next year. This is the first time they're doing that. The company is pushing off the release after a recent entry in the series failed to meet expectations.
So I love how he just completely ignores the two main points, like directly under the title, that would explain this entire situation a little bit better. And it literally says studio behind now delayed game to help with free-to-play title. So obviously Treyarch is working on a different game at the same time that they were working on Call of Duty 2023, so that other game took precedent, so they decided to delay Call of Duty until 2024. Like, I love how that point is completely fucking missed. So Treyarch is still putting out a game in 2023, they're just not putting out two games, and Call of Duty was the one game that got bumped back. And if they were so worried about Call of Duty failing last year, which it was still the best-selling game of 2021 after only being available for sale for 1 out of the 12 months of that year, wouldn't they delay 2022's COD instead of the one that's coming out in 2 years at this point? Like, that doesn't really make sense. If it was a direct response to these so-called extremely low and disappointing sales numbers, why would we still be getting an annual COD entry this year? I know reading can be a little bit difficult. I mean, fuck it, man. I skip almost all the dialogue in video games that I have to read, but it's literally the second fucking bullet point underneath the title, bro. Like, that is not a hard ask. Kind of seems like something you'd want to pay attention to if you're basing an entire YouTube video on this one article,
leading some executives to believe that they're introducing too many new versions too rapidly, and basically they've decided to slow things down. Now, this to me completely makes sense, because honestly, I understand franchise fatigue a lot. It is something I feel like a lot of people in this industry are constantly battling with.
I don't know, man. I think the numbers would beg to differ. The top 5 best-selling games of last year were all from existing franchises that have been around for about 20 years. And dude, it's kind of crazy to think Battlefield 2042, despite how shit that game was, like that shit still sold incredibly well. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Like, just let me make an analogy.
Please don't be a food analogy. Please don't be a food analogy. Please don't be a food analogy.
Like, just let me make an analogy. Even if you love ice cream.
Oh, fuck.
Like, just let me make an analogy. Even if you love ice cream, if ice cream is your favorite thing on the entire planet, well, what happens if you get a new flavor of ice cream every single month? You're getting vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, birthday cake, you know, every single week, every single day, every single time you go to the ice cream shop, it's something completely different. Even if you love ice cream, eventually you're going to get extremely bored of it.
How would you get bored of something if it's literally something different every single time? Like, that would be literally impossible to fucking do. So not only was this a food analogy, it was an analogy that made absolutely zero fucking sense, which in all honesty I really shouldn't consider to be a big surprise in this scenario. Oh, and by the way, speaking of food, if you guys are hearing like some chewing noises in the background, that's because Apollo's behind me and he's chewing on something right now.
Good boy. Now, couple this with the fact that, objectively, the last couple Call of Duty games have absolutely sucked.
That's right, man. It wouldn't be a DreamcastGuy video without him trying to pass off his subjective opinion as objective fact, because apparently, due to the almighty DreamcastGuy, if he says a video game sucks, it's an objective fact. You know, God forbid that there's a differing opinion out there. Like, personally, I enjoyed Modern Warfare 2019, didn't really care for Cold War, and I'm really enjoying Vanguard right now, so that's my opinion on the games. I'm not passing that off as an objective fact, but what you guys are about to realize here is I might be a little more credible in talking about my thoughts on a Call of Duty game than someone like DreamcastGuy when we hear what he has to say next.
I haven't even been buying them. I haven't even been playing them. Like, objectively, the last couple Call of Duty games have absolutely sucked.
I haven't even been buying them. I haven't even been playing them. Like,
objectively, the last couple Call of Duty games have absolutely sucked.
So not only is he trying to pass off his subjective opinion as objective fact, but this motherfucker hasn't even played the games that he's claiming suck and then labeling that as an objective fact. Like, dude, he's literally doing what I was about to do with Vanguard. Like, personally, when I first saw Vanguard, I was like, oh great, another World War II shooter. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this. It's probably gonna fucking suck. Well, it turns out I actually bought the game and I ended up really enjoying it, and I'm having probably one of the best times with Call of Duty that I've had since Modern Warfare 3. So sure, you can have your opinion on a video game before you play it. I mean, that's perfectly fine, but then to try and pass that off as like an objective fact that the games are absolutely terrible when you admit you never have played them, you have no intention of playing them, and somehow we're supposed to believe your opinion above all others when you literally have said dumb shit like this about games you claim to have played. Like, let's throw it back to the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition review he did, which, I mean, is this guy really qualified to be giving any opinion on whether or not a video game is good or bad? Especially a game he hasn't even fucking played?
What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and this is my honest review for the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. It feels like my dream project that these games are back and improved in so many tiny and substantial ways. This is a full-blown remaster in the most perfect sense of the word. I am giving the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition Trilogy a 9 out of 10.
I don't know, man. Maybe this isn't the guy we should go to on whether or not a video game sucks or not. I definitely wouldn't consider anything he talks about as an objective fact.
I haven't even been buying them. I haven't even been playing them. Like, there's times recently where they've been doing like free betas and stuff, and I can't possibly give even the smallest bit of a poop because it's Call of freaking Duty. These things suck.
But yeah, this is the guy that we're gonna look to objectively rate video games, right? A guy that'll label a video game without even having any desire to try it. But when he does play a game like GTA the Definitive Trilogy, he gives that shit a fucking 9 out of 10 when it's literally one of the worst remasters in the history of the video game industry. But you know what? This is the guy we should really go to. See, I almost fell into that trap of labeling a game as being really shit before it even came out. Like, that's the way I was with Vanguard. I was not excited for the game at all. Call of Duty World War II was the first game I never bought in the COD franchise because I fucking hated the beta, and Vanguard just seemed like more of the same. But because of the whole Activision bad controversy that happened over the past couple months, I was like, fuck it, man, I'll pick up Call of Duty this year anyway. I ended up trying it, and it's probably my favorite Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 3. So you never truly know. So to pass off your opinion of a game you haven't even played as objective fact is pretty fucking stupid.
And it feels weird to say that because they're still some of the highest profiting franchises of all time. Now, here's the main thing that sort of, I feel like, is stirring up this conversation, is that most people are assuming this is because, well, Activision just got purchased for $70 billion.
I mean, yeah, they're getting acquired for $70 billion. There's not really like that pressure for them to constantly increase shareholder value every year. They don't have to release a new Call of Duty every single year now because there isn't that pressure for them to maintain every single year's earnings and grow upon it because Microsoft is about to own them. It's not their problem anymore. So yeah, they can finally take a break. They can focus on this other project that Treyarch's obviously working on that's coming out in 2023 that's a free-to-play title. So yeah, I'd say it has a pretty fucking big part of that because the pressure's basically off their shoulders at this point. Microsoft is going to own them. At the end of the day, the upper management in Activision and Blizzard are going to cash the fuck out and go party with their millions while it's Microsoft's problem to do with Activision, its studios and its franchises what they think is best for their shareholders. So yeah, I don't really think it's a coincidence, especially when you consider the fact Activision made Treyarch make Call of Duty Black Ops 4 in literally 3 months because right before launch they had to scrap their whole Overwatch clone idea.
I think some people are sort of putting 2 and 2 together and assuming this is somehow a Microsoft decision.
I mean, didn't Phil Spencer literally come out and say they would evaluate whether or not Call of Duty would remain annual? Again, I really don't think this is a coincidence.
But it's not. He actually specifically says that right here in the article. This decision is not related to the Activision agreement.
Of course they're going to say that shit. It would be illegal for Microsoft to be making business decisions for Activision Blizzard before they were even acquired. But to act like this acquisition isn't an influencing factor is absolutely fucking retarded.
This to me is actually more reassuring. Not to try and defend Activision, because Activision sucks farts, but...
Oh my god, DreamcastGuy said Activision bad. Here's your Reddit karma, kind stranger.
My thought is this specifically. It sounds like they realize that this is just that Call of Duty has seriously fallen off in quality.
I don't know about that one, dude. Ever since Modern Warfare 2019, there have been some pretty big improvements to Call of Duty overall.
The last couple games have been so filled with pushy, stupid season passes, map packs.
See, this is how you know this motherfucker just should not talk about video games that he doesn't play, or probably video games in general, dude, at this point. Like, Call of Duty for the past 3 entries has not had a season pass. It has not had map packs. The only form of monetization the games have had is cosmetic skins and battle passes. Like, what in the actual fuck are you talking about, dude?
Stupid season passes, map packs, terrible gun skins.
I don't know, man. Just in Vanguard alone, some of the weapon skins are pretty fucking awesome. Like, look at this MP40. Look at this, like, Attack on Titan skin. Look at this STG skin. Like, these are pretty fucking dope, in all honesty. And let's not forget all the great anime skins in Modern Warfare 2019.
Like, I don't know how you could make one of the worst series of all time just keep going more and more downhill, but they absolutely did it.
Yeah, and I don't know how you could give 2 of the worst video game releases of all time a 9 out of 10, but hey, you did it.
I am giving Cyberpunk 2077 a 9 out of 10.
I am giving the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition Trilogy a 9 out of 10. In fact, if you looked at some of the few people who even bothered to play Call of Duty Vanguard, people pretty much said that it was a very finished product. It wasn't glitchy or broken, but it just wasn't fun.
Yeah, this is how you know this motherfucker has quite literally never played this game once, because everyone I know that plays Vanguard, we all have a great time with the game, but there's definitely some issues. There's a lot of technical issues, server issues, it's glitchy, it's got bugs every once in a while, so what he's describing is literally the polar opposite of what the situation is with Vanguard right now. Like, look at the glitch you're observing on screen right now. This is a pretty common occurrence. Like, stuff goes crazy all the time, so it just goes to show you, DreamcastGuy has no fucking clue what he's talking about in this situation, which, if we're being honest, isn't surprising whatsoever.
Just such factory printed games at this point that nobody could possibly care about what COD is trying to change up.
Yet it still sells better than anything else, so I don't know, man. Obviously they're doing something right.
Now, here's what else is very strange about this, is that basically next year they're going to try and release Call of Duty Warzone 2, so their new free-to-play shooter. But the fact that they're pushing COD to 2024 definitely makes me think that something must have been so far below their expectations that it actually terrified everybody.
No, it literally says in the text that you have highlighted that they are working on another game, the free-to-play title that's coming out next year.
From top to bottom, people inside of Activision are scared about the failure of Call of Duty Vanguard.
If being the top-selling game of 2021 after only being out for 1 month is considered a failure, then sign me the fuck up, but I don't really think they're scared, dude. They're about to get purchased by Microsoft for $70 billion, and once that happens, it's Microsoft's problem, not theirs. I mean, if this was a knee-jerk response to your alleged scenario where Vanguard completely flopped, which really there's no evidence of that whatsoever, but anyway, even if that was the case, wouldn't the knee-jerk reaction be to delay 2022's Call of Duty and make sure that came out perfect instead of delaying a game that was supposed to come out in 2 years anyway? I don't know, man. The logic's just not lining up in my head.
Now, here's what's strange about that is that I decided to actually pull up.
So not once, but twice now, this motherfucker is deliberately ignoring the quote-unquote fact, as he likes to call it, that Treyarch is working on a free-to-play game that's releasing in 2023. And the reason why they probably pushed COD back is because they were developing that game, and it's taking precedent over Call of Duty 2023. So not only did he ignore it when it was right under the fucking title, but this motherfucker literally highlighted the passage where it explained that in the article and still completely skipped over it. Like, you literally cannot make this shit up. Like, he is desperate to push this narrative because he has this little hate boner for Call of Duty, apparently.
Up the sales charts of the top selling games in 2021. So this is everything that was released last year. Now, as you expect, it's got a wide range of stuff for all sorts of different consoles. Xbox, Nintendo, PC exclusives, it's kind of got a bit of everything. But what's really bizarre about this is that not only is Call of Duty Vanguard on top, The only thing that even came close to it was Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Oh, but dude, I thought nobody cares about Call of Duty anymore because it sucks. I thought DreamcastGuy represented the voice of the video game industry and community as a whole. What the fuck, man?
Now, to me, this actually sends a very, very fascinating message.
It sends the message that despite all you motherfuckers on YouTube acting like Activision is literally cyber Hitler, it turns out most people really don't give a fuck and they're gonna buy Call of Duty regardless. And also, you guys have no real insight into what the overall gaming industry or gaming community likes or doesn't like, because according to DreamcastGuy, no one gives a fuck about Call of Duty anymore.
That I feel like, if anything else, I hope this is what sticks in your brain. This is something strange. This is basically them saying, okay, we won, but not by enough.
What in the actual fuck does that mean, dude? They've made more money than ever before last year. They're getting purchased for $70 billion. I think Activision is winning more than enough at this point.
Call of Duty was the top-selling game of last year, but it's the top-selling game of every year. Every single time that there is a Call of Duty, it's at the top of the charts.
I mean, unless Rockstar drops a game, but isn't this kind of like a testament to the fact that people maybe aren't getting franchise fatigued, and Call of Duty has done something that no other game franchise has been able to do, release a game annually and still remain the top-selling game every single year? Like, that's a pretty big accomplishment. Any other game publisher would kill for that type of franchise.
There's so many millions, if not tens of millions of gamers out there who basically only play COD. They don't care if it's a good one or a bad one, or if it's got some sort of broken balancing to the guns. There's people that only play Call of Duty. They only buy consoles for Call of Duty.
Which is why I think it's so funny when people act like PlayStation exclusives are the determining factor of why people buy one console versus the other.
And it feels like, at this point, even that group is starting to get burnt out.
And what exactly are you basing that one on, my dude? Because if we're going by sales logic, back in 2019 with Modern Warfare, just like 2 years ago at this point, that was considered the height of the franchise if you look at it from a sales perspective, whereas if you look at it from a revenue perspective, 2021 was the height of the franchise. So I don't really know what the fuck you're basing this shit on, my dude.
That group is starting to realize that this is the time for COD to maybe take a break. Now, part of the reason I'm hopeful is because a lot of times when these series finally take a step back, it's only to the benefits to the franchise.
Really? Because when we had a 2-year development cycle for Call of Duty where Treyarch and Infinity Ward had to put out a game every other year, that was considered the peak of the franchise for most Call of Duty fans, where we got the best games back to back to back to back. But when they transitioned to the 3-year development period, when they added Sledgehammer into the mix, a lot of people would argue that's when the franchise started going downhill. So I don't know if that's necessarily true in the case of Call of Duty.
If I could make a comparison, remember when Assassin's Creed really began to suck?
Yep, after Assassin's Creed Black Flag, when they started doing level-based combat with RPG mechanics.
I know a lot of people still hate Assassin's Creed a lot. I'm not the biggest fan of Assassin's Creed myself, but really consider when Assassin's Creed was at its worst. We were getting back-to-back games constantly.
Actually, ironically enough, when we were getting back-to-back games like Brotherhood, Revelations, Assassin's Creed 3, Black Flag, that's when the series for a lot of people was at its pinnacle. The issues arose when they started to turn Assassin's Creed more into a level-based RPG and completely ditched the original Assassin's Creed formula. I mean, dude, the current state of Assassin's Creed is such a fucking joke that you literally cannot assassinate someone in the game that is a higher level than you. Like in the older games, you could just walk up behind any enemy, stab them in the neck, and they would die because you just assassinated them. But in the newer games, if they're a higher level than you and you stab them undetected, it will do nothing to them. It may dent their health bar a little bit. They'll turn around and one-hit kill you. Like, it is an absolute joke.
Rogue, Unity, we had so many different spin-offs, so many different cross-gen games, and a lot of them were very, very busted and bad. Like, everybody remembers this goofy-ass face, right?
Funnily enough, this is actually the first game in the Assassin's Creed franchise that started that whole integration into more of an RPG level-based game.
That was a glitch that became so famous for how destroyed Assassin's Creed games were. But Ubisoft, the developers, realized, okay, this is a mistake, but it's a mistake we can fix. We can still repair this. We can still get Assassin's Creed back on track. So they took a step away. They took a year off and they came back with a much better product.
Actually, Unity turned out to be a better game after they fixed it than Origin could ever fucking hope to be. I don't know, man. I miss the old Assassin's Creed. Like, give me some more of that Ezio type shit. I think it's funny though, like most people would agree that Assassin's Creed is not even Assassin's Creed anymore. They just keep the name because it's good for marketing.
Managed to really put Assassin's Creed on a path to greatness. Now to me, that just sounds great. It seems like possibly it's something where developers can learn, developers can fix things, developers can hopefully take a break, rest, take a vacation, and figure out how to improve their product.
My dude, they're not taking a vacation, they're not taking a break, they're not taking time off. If you actually read the article that you were using for the entire basis of this YouTube video, you would realize it stated that Treyarch was still releasing a free-to-play game in 2023. The developers of that game are not just gonna magically get like a year off to go spend time with family and friends and relax, dude. They're gonna be in the office doing their job like a typical 9 to 5 because that's what game development is. I don't know where the fuck this notion is coming from. Like, it literally says in this article that you're basing this entire video on that they're working on 2 games currently, and they pushed back Call of Duty to continue working on this other game. So I don't really think we need much more of an explanation than that. Drafting up this huge conspiracy that Call of Duty's failing, everyone's sick of the games, you know, Activision is in full-blown panic mode. Like, I understand it's better for clickbait and shit like that, but damn, it just sounds really stupid when you literally try to avoid the other aspect of this entire thing that is blatantly stated multiple times in this article as a contributing factor, but you completely ignore it to paint this narrative that Call of Duty is dead.
Am I going to buy the next Call of Duty? Probably not. If I'm being honest, this is interesting to me just because it's the biggest franchise of all time, but I'm not sure I'm going to go back. If this next Call of Duty that comes out in 2024 is an absolute banger, I might support it, but
dude, I fucking hate when people on YouTube do this shit like, oh, if it wasn't for this, then maybe I would support it, or oh, I was about to maybe potentially consider getting back into it, but then this at like, I hate when motherfuckers do that shit. Just say you don't give a fuck about Call of Duty. And stop trying to act like you're some sort of source for objective fact.
We'll see. We'll see. What do you guys think about this? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a giant thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. Call of Duty! Wait, is there a theme song? I don't know if there's a theme song. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, you know, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.